Hey guys, we can't beat it to the M&Ms anymore. Please ignore the fact that most of our chocolate is made by child labor. Allegedly. All of you in chat, I want you to give me an H if you know what I am talking about. If I begin this segment by saying, we are going to talk about Fox News and M&Ms. If I say those words, do you already know what we're talking about? That is a lot of H's. That is very unfortunate. There should not be this many. This should not be a thing that anybody cares about, knows about, or is even concerned about. But apparently we're here. Apparently we're here. So, let's get into the fan art, and then let's get into whatever the fuck this is. Just let's go. Blue Cat Shadow says, may not be as good as others, but I still do fan art, so here, just take it. Well, Blue Cat Shadow, thank you very much for the Witch Suris fan art. Surrounded by Pokemon. And there's also another one with Slime Suris saying, words I have never uttered in my entire life. And then we have from Lexi the Mistress, unintentionally made Necosaurus into Raven. Sorry, not sorry. First try at YouTuber fan art. If this is your first try at YouTuber fan art, dear God, you are incredibly talented. Thank you very much, Lexi the Mistress, and thank you, Blue Cat Shadow. If you want your fan art to be shown into future videos, the best way to do so is to drop it into the fan art section of the Discord. But with that said, let's go ahead and talk about this. Now, why are we doing this? I do not know. Apparently, M&Ms are not sexy enough for Tucker Carlson and Gutfeld. So now we have to deal with that.
Bet you didn't think M&Ms were pushing intolerance, but they were. They've been changed. You're seeing the changes right now on your screen. The green M&M, you will notice, is no longer wearing sexy boots. Now she's wearing sensible sneakers.
Oh, no. The green M&M is no longer wearing sexy boots? Let's just go ahead and talk about the fact that this redesign right now that really doesn't mean anything at all in any way, shape, or form is probably mainly used so that the news coverage is talking about this instead of the fact that Mars allegedly uses slave labor to get their chocolate. So much so that in 2021, they had to do a whole bunch of things like create a new set of policies that were supposed to protect children from, you know, their own abysmal workplace practices. Apparently, this was a thing that was needed to be done because Mars just cannot stop abusing people when it comes to harvesting cocoa beans. But, you know, apparently this is the world we live in. We are talking about the sneakers on mascots when we should be talking about the slave labor that Mars uses for chocolate. Allegedly, of course. Of course, it's alleged. It's very alleged. It's incredibly alleged. I mean, last year they definitely did that thing where they changed their policies to no longer allow child slave labor because they were just allegedly, maybe, not really, hypothetically doing it. Yep, the whole time. Anyways, come on, Tucker Carlson, let's go.
Why the change? Well, according to M&M's, quote, we all win when we see more women in leading roles.
Okay.
Because leading women do not wear sexy boots.
That's not what they said, but okay. I'm glad that your ability to interpret things is just as bad as ever.
Women wear frumpy shoes. The frumpier, the better. That's the rule. The other big change is that the brown M&M has, quote, transitioned from high stilettos to lower block heels.
Okay.
Also less sexy. That's progress.
What? No, it's not that it's less sexy. Okay, let's put it this way. Let's put it this way. It's not that this is less sexy, okay? Block heel, Antipretzel, thank you for the 40 bits. Block heels versus stilettos, one is not more or less sexy than the other. It's all a matter of preference. All we've learned from this is what Tucker Carlson thinks is more sexy. Now we know that Tucker does not like sneakers in bed. He wants go-go boots in bed. Now we know that Tucker Carlson wants stilettos when you are stepping on his scrotum, not block heels. I can understand why. One, it produces a sharper pain that isn't anywhere near as bad for long periods of time, and the other one could potentially, if you're not careful, crush a testicle. Not that anything of worth would be lost in this particular scenario. But, yeah, Tucker, nobody cares.
M&Ms will not be satisfied until every last cartoon character is deeply unappealing and totally androgynous.
What? Wait, how did changing the footwear of the characters make them more androgynous? What? How? Wait, please make that one make sense to me. How did changing the footwear of the M&Ms androgynize them? The brown M&M is still very, like, fucking femme-coded. Look, she has the eyelashes there, she has the fuller lips, she has the fucking... Everything here is still very obviously coded feminine in comparison to the male M&Ms. Why is this a thing? Why? This is... I every time that I watch Tucker Carlson, every time, I am astounded at the amount of hyperbole that comes out of his mouth. Not that he adds hyperbole to make things funny. It feels as though he takes nothing stories that mean nothing, have no merit, and have no weight to them, and hyperbolizes them to the point of insanity, both on the one hand to protect himself, because as everybody should know by now, Fox News had to actually get in a little bit of a legal battle over Tucker Carlson. And their defense for the legal team for Tucker was that when he says things, they are said in such a boisterous and ridiculous manner that nobody legally should take them seriously. Speaking of things nobody should fucking take seriously, Pernia here with the 50,001 channel points trying to make me out to be a liar from what I said earlier in the video, forcing me at channel point gunpoint like an asshole, forcing me to say fucking ooh. I refuse to say ooh, and I have never said that in my life. Avalon of Babylon, thank you very much for at least being less degenerate than Pernia. Thank you. Ara, you fucking monster. And as well, thank you for the for the proper side of history. Now, I know that I just got on to Tucker Carlson for hyperbolizing, but I feel like it is a combination of self-protection because of the legal battle, where they had to say that the things he says are so ridiculous that nobody would take him seriously, and also the fact that when he says these things, the only substance that can be gained is the shock factor. I feel like he's one step below Alex Jones when it comes to the country's right-wing shock jock. That's just me. Let's continue the things that he has to say about this, because why the fuck not? Why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we continue this madness?
Until the moment you wouldn't want to have a drink with any one of them. That's the goal. When you're...
Wait, why would you want to have a... Why did you want to have a drink with the brown M&M? Why did you want to fuck the brown M&M, Tucker? Why are you so... You have a ring. I can see it in the motion blur. Does your wife watch your show? Does she listen to you audibly fantasize about shoving your just crusty old dick into brown M&Ms? Does your wife listen to this and then think, I got me a real man? Is that how do you think those dinner conversations happen? How do you think people feel at the end of those? How do you think?
Totally turned off. We've achieved equity. They've won.
I barely see a fucking difference. We've achieved equity. We've won. Woke M&Ms have achieved it. They have done their goal. We are now all talking about the bootwear of mascots that don't really exist, more than we are talking about the terrible business practices of the company. Congratulations! I know exactly how to handle this entire situation. As a member of the Sonic the Hedgehog fandom, I can assure you that I am an expert in watching groupings of idiots bitch about minor character design changes for weeks. months even, to no avail. I can assure you, I have been here for a very long time. I know exactly how to handle this situation.
Meanwhile, in a nod to the burgeoning wellness movement, the orange M&M will, quote, acknowledge and embrace his anxiety. And actually, if you look at him, the orange M&M does appear very anxious. Maybe he doesn't like all the ugly new shoes he sees around him.
What? He's even created fan fiction in his head for what? For the emotional state of each and every one of these fictional characters. This is just the Sonic the Hedgehog fandom, but instead of wanting to fuck Sally Acorn, he wants to fuck Candy. And not Candy from, like, Donkey Kong. Though she's not that attractive either. I'm not actually a big fan. If you grew up and you had a thing for Candy growing up, I'm sorry. The Sally Acorn fans, we have you. I mean, they have you. Them, not me. Definitely not me. Never me. Don't go to Mobius Unleashed. Anyways, now we've seen a trickle effect of this for some reason, because of course my feed cannot be helped but to see this kind of stuff, and apparently that little thing telling you to follow just does not want you to read. Anyway, Patriot Cody Wyatt here says,
M&Ms are woke, and it's unbelievable. The green M&M proved to generation of young women that no matter your appearance, self-confidence is so sexy. We all wanted to smash Mrs. Green, and she had no hips, no booty, and was round above the waist.
he literally just went, women were so empowered by this character because I wanted to fuck her and she was fat. That is exactly how this tweet reads to me. That is exactly how this tweet reads to me. Everything about this is so terrible. Everything about this is awful. This is a parody. No, this isn't a parody. I scrolled down through this and I've actually seen that no, this person has been very vehemently defending everything. KC, other half of Godless Engineer, said she can't have self-confidence in sneakers, to which he responds,
Sure she can, but that confidence, those heels and eyelashes, it's just a feeling that I don't think an M&M in a pair of tennis shoes can convey. Being different can be sexy. Mrs. Green was the personification of that. It stinks. Our daughters lost a role model.
Your daughter lost the role model of the green fucking M&M because she decided to wear sneakers instead of boots. This is the absolute state of conservatism in 2022. I would say, wow, how the mighty have fallen, but let's be fair. There's an equal amount of cringe on both sides. There are two worlds ahead of you. The world where the green M&M has go-go boots. And that is actually where feminism comes from. Without green M&M with go-go boots, no feminism, no woman's suffrage, no woman's rights, no voting, and all women breed all day, 10 babies a year, or dead. That is the world that does not include the green M&M with go-go boots. With the green M&M wearing sneakers, I assure you, feminism is well and truly dead. The 2016 anti-SJW brigade finally have what they needed. The leader of the feminist movement is gone. Oh, God, why? But it doesn't end there. It doesn't end there. For you see, Fox News has not one, but two programs dedicated to talking about their inability to no longer shoot hot loads of chocolate rope to the green M&M.
Will M&Ms still melt in your hands if they identify as trans? When I eat a bag of M&Ms, do I wonder which color and shape best represents my identity? No, because it's chocolate. And also, it's obviously the orange one. But the iconic candy company is giving the mascots makeovers to make them more inclusive. How are they doing this? Well, obviously by changing their footwear. Instead of go-go boots, the seductress green M&M will now wear sneakers.
Yay.
Additionally, their voices will be updated in a tone that's more welcoming. Sorry, Kat, no voiceovers for you. Said Catherine Slight, interesting, Chief Growth Officer at Mars Wrigley. Who better to commit to a world with more moments of fun by increasing a sense of belonging around the globe than M&Ms?
Again, I am almost 100% certain that this is all a corporate move so that the conversation is about the sneakers of the characters more so than it is about, I don't know, the really shitty business practices and potential use of child slave labor in harvesting chocolate from Mars. But even though we know that as a corporation, they are partless and don't actually represent the people who work for them or even consume their chocolate in any way, shape, or form, outside of the amorphous way that all brand TM companies do, it's a giant nothing burger. But apparently everybody's talking about it. And now even me am talking about it because I hate myself, and this is what I have sunk into. When you have Tucker Carlson, Gutfeld, and all these, even randos on Twitter, all talking about the M&Ms and how much they desperately want to screw them or identify with them more, despite this being a conversation that nobody really and truly had before this moment, it tells you that what the Mars company is attempting to do succeeded. This is a success on their part because we are having this conversation instead of focusing on the things that actually matter where their company is concerned. I'm not saying talk about, other things that are more important in any other capacity. This is literally a company doing something that under normal circumstances would probably be done under the radar in just like handed off to a random ass intern. Now it is considered some kind of event because, well, the conversation must shift from something else. And of course, now conservatives are talking about it too, which means that now yet another piece of fuel has been added to the anti-LGBTQ fire, because of course it is. It always is. And this is apparently the programming that Fox puts on for everybody. Hey guys, we can't beat it to the M&Ms anymore. Please ignore the fact that most of our chocolate is made by child labor. Allegedly.
I don't know. Maybe Three Musketeers? We could replace their swords with protest signs. But honestly, this is weird. If you really, truly want to make an M&M feel like they belong, you probably shouldn't be eating them.
No, I want to make an M&M feel like they belong in my stomach. So the only thing I can do is eat them.
What kind of message does it send to children when you devour these little non-binary bonbons?
That they are delicious and made of chocolate, and that no matter what color they are, they all taste the same, and crunch the same, and dissolve the same.
For commentary, we go to our candy correspondents.
Okay.
That was not a candy correspondent. Cat.
Yes.
Okay. They want to make their little characters inclusive, and then you're going to eat them.
No, I have so many thoughts on this.
Yes.
I do. The
Do
green
you?
M&M is a snake.
What?
Yes.
The new one. The new one. Okay, listen.
What?
They have little statements, and she says, I think we all win when we see more women in leading roles. So I'm happy to take on the part of supportive friend when they succeed. Okay, like none of you guys are women, but women all know that the women that are like, I'm a woman and I'm pro-woman and look how pro-women I am, you can't trust them. Because real women, they just do it. They don't need to brag about it like they're running some kind of campaign. And she admits she's doing that. She says, the port of a supportive friend.
Why are we looking into the character motivations of fictional mascots that don't even have a story? Why? No, we're done. We're done. I'm done with that. I'm done with all of that. There is nothing of worth here. just like with Tucker Carlson, who has to hyperbolize everything to the point of absolute nuttering nonsense. This is literally just spinning the wheels for the purpose of having a conversation. That's wonderful on a podcast where all you're doing is sitting in with a bunch of your friends and spinning your wheels. Literally, I do it all the time. It's called Sunset City. Every Friday, 12 Eastern, usually, sometime around there. We spin our wheels about Sonic the Hedgehog, making me a complete hypocrite because that is also a corporate mascot where we talk about minor design shifts like shortening the quills of the character in Sonic Forces and Lost World. I don't know why this is a thing that I care about, but I also don't know why this M&M thing is a thing that literally anybody cares about. My theory is that nobody truly cares about this. Nobody truly cares. It is all manufactured care. Because what I think is happening here is conservatives are using this as a way of poking LGBTQ people, again, as they always do, because the only thing they know how to do is punch down. And then people who are not part of that conversation, who just happen to get sucked up into it, end up picking sides in this manufactured debate. And at the end of the day, all it ends up doing is making people want to buy more fucking M&Ms. Instead of, you know, doing more investigations on the practices of a particular company that may or may not be using some unsavory practices to gain the chocolate that they are trying to put into your mouth. It's nothing. The whole conversation is nothing. And yet, here we are, talking about nothing. Because the conservatives got mad and talked about nothing. But then it ends up being more than the nothing, because it begins with the nothing burger of a couple of mascots change their clothes, to Mars going, what if we made it sound like we were trying to be inclusive? That would generate a bunch of support from the left and a bunch of ire from the right, making everybody talk about our company forevermore. And then people would spite by them on the right so that they could do performative outrage maneuvers like destroying our products, and then people on the left would end up buying our product so that they could support our inclusiveness. And then the people who actually know what the fuck is going on and know that none of this really means anything, they probably already bought a bag of peanut M&Ms at the checkout anyway, because they were put up at the end of the aisle to manipulate you into buying them at the end of your grocery run, despite the fact that they were definitely not on your list, and I have not spent hundreds of dollars on impulse buys, ever. That's my take. Don't shoot rope to green M&Ms, okay? Don't shoot rope to brown M&Ms. You know what? Just don't fantasize about fucking candy, okay? That's all we have to do. All we have to do. Society progresses infinitely more forward when we admit that fantasizing about fucking candy will realistically cause a pH imbalance in your urethra and you'll get an infection. So, like, don't. Okay. Anyways, that's it for that. I don't know how much more I can say about it. I can't say there was nothing to begin with. There's nothing to say. If you want to hear me continue to say absolutely nothing about this kind of garbage, then please consider hitting the subscribe button. Maybe even, I don't know, going over to Twitch and hitting the follow button if you have not already. If you happen to be over in YouTube area, maybe go into the description of the video where you can find ways to support my channel. I mean, speaking of mascots, there are things you can do, like picking up merchandise from, you know, the merchandise section down there. There's even a link down there to Cuddly Octopus where you can get this, where a not corporate mascot, instead an indie mascot, can be in your bedroom. And I just made a whole thing about don't fantasize about fucking mascots, and here we are, and I'm just going to click away from that right now. Nope, none of that. None of that. I have encouraged the absolute worst type of people on the internet, and they are all my audience. Y'all all need help. Anyways, as always, everyone, insert end of video tagline here.